Hey, One More World Entertainment, and we have a new rumour doing the rounds regarding the Russo Brothers and X-Men. However, not just X-Men, there are other bits to this as well. Now, it is a rumour, but you can see where there is potential for this to be true, because, let's face it, Marvel are desperate at this stage, and they really are grasping at straws, and they will try and take any what even looks like a win as they can take them. So let's have a look at this. So it says there's no denying that Marvel Studios struggled to find its footing after Endgame, after losing several actors and filmmakers, not to mention suddenly being tasked with developing TV shows alongside movies. Kevin Feige has occasionally struggled to keep the Multiverse Saga on course. Straight off the bat, what a horrendous statement to write at the start of your article. Oh, out of nowhere they had to develop TV show. No, they knew that was coming. They knew Disney Plus was being made. It's not like they made Disney Plus overnight and then went, by the way, make Marvel for that. Of course they knew that was coming. The issue, and even Kevin Feige said this, was they didn't know how to make TV. What they were doing was they were trying to film it all like films and edit it like films, and then they find out, oh, that doesn't work. As for them saying they lost several actors and filmmakers, no. The filmmakers all walked away because you wouldn't allow them to actually do what they wanted to do, and the actors you killed off because you wanted to get to the all new and all different versions. So to try and say, oh, they've had a bit of a slump, no, this is all Kevin Feige's doing. But it continues saying, the removal of writers Jeff Loveness and Michael Waldron from the next Avengers movie and the return of the Russo Brothers was seen as a writing off the ship by many. Now the filmmakers will helm Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Again, there's a little bit of a fluff piece of, oh, they're here to write the ship, and people saw, no, people went, oh, they are desperate, they're bringing back the old guard. So beyond that, well, they're going nowhere if a new rumour is to be believed. According to insider Daniel Richman, so take it with a grain of salt here, the Russos aren't walking away from the Marvel Cinematic Universe when the Multiverse Saga ends. Instead, Dave, according to him, already signed a deal to oversee additional projects for the next saga, including Marvel Studios' X-Men reboot. Whether they'll direct any of those remains to be seen, though we wouldn't exactly be shocked if Feige chooses them to take charge of the MCU's first X-Men movie, as that needs to be a hit if mutants are going to thrive alongside Earth's mightiest heroes. So now they're going, Feige apparently wants to keep them on specifically for X-Men to write, and by the looks of it, direct X-Men. However, this rumour also says that they've signed on to oversee additional projects. It almost sounds like he's trying to put them in positions like co-CEOs basically of it, that he could get the pressure taken off him and, you know, put some of it on them. Ironically though, all of this also would go on line of, well, what happens if Doomsday and Secret Wars bombs? Then what do? You're not going to be going, oh, we've just signed them on to multi-million-dollar deals for years. Now what do we do? Because clearly they don't have it. And they've been away from the product for so long. Not to mention the product has changed so drastically since they've been on. Who's to say they have what it takes to come back and, as they say here, right that ship? No, there is a high probability that what they will do is just going to be a gimmick, which will be cameo fest. Oh, we had to bring back Robert Downey Jr. We're having to bring back Chris Evans and Scarlet Witch and that person there and that one over there and everything up there and over there, and which way is every way. That is what you're going to shovel down your throat and try and make you think, oh, that was fantastic because, oh, I wasn't expecting to see Ghost Rider and stuff like that. Where when you break down what the movies actually are, it's like, well, did it work? I mean, half of these movies that they're trying to put out now, they're trying to remove from the multiverse, and yet they're all to be connected to lead up to the next Avengers movie. Like Captain America Brave New World, they're saying, Anthony Mackie said, oh, we've gone back to basics. It's more classic Marvel. That's his words. Classic Marvel, is what he said. And you look at that and you don't see anything for multiverse. And you're like, this is meant to lead stories towards Doomsday and Secret Wars. And yet you're not showing any hints of that. So how exactly is that going to work? How are you going to start introducing all this new stuff to lead up to this, and it's not actually using those movies to do that? Then, of course, you have probably the biggest issue with these upcoming movies. Can anyone even tell us who the actual Avengers are for the next movies? Anyone? I bet you can't, because I sure shit can't, because we don't know who in the hell is going to be the Avengers. But then to try and keep them on for X-Men. Now, that of course has potential to work with them, because it would be an ensemble, and if they were the ones to start the story with it, could work. But it all depends on what Disney and Marvel do, what they force in there. If you let them do what they do best, you're probably going to say, okay, it could work. But if they're being noted to death, oh, you have to have this, and you better make sure that this female character is the one that leads the charge with this. Give us another Mystique from the other movies. Which that never made sense to me, why Mystique was the lead. But the fact that these guys are being brought back and now are possibly going to lead the way with more projects, we'll have to wait and see. And realistically, they are not successful after Marvel. They really aren't. The stuff they've done once they left the MCU didn't particularly work all that well. The only one that works somewhat well for a lot of people, it still gets flack half the time though, and they only were writers on it, I believe, was Extraction, the 2 Extraction movies with Chris Hemsworth. But they're Netflix movies, so you're not seeing what it will do on the big screen. You're not seeing, would it pull people in, would it do well at the box office, because the stuff they've done for box office hasn't really landed. So again, it's an interesting rumor. Again, you can see where it also could be true. Why wouldn't you really put kind of faith in them to continue? We just don't know. Again, it's a rumor from Daniel Richmond, so God only knows. But we'll wait and see. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. You know the drill. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.